Welcome all of you in online teaching learning process. We have started unit number 2, metal ligand bonding in transition metal complexes, from the paper number 9 in organic chemistry. And in our previous video we have seen high spin and low spin octahedral complexes of cobalt 3+ ion, and also calculation of crystal field stabilization energy with respect to octahedral complexes. And in this video we will see, that is, limitations of crystal field theory, limitations or drawbacks or disadvantages of crystal field theory. So in the case of limitations of CFT, that is, first limitation is it does not explain the s and p orbital of metal, that is, it does not highlight s and p orbitals of a metal, transition metal. Then second limitation, it does not explain pi bonding formed in between metal and ligand. Then third one, it cannot explain partly covalent nature of the metal ligand bond, that is CFT gives only which type of bonding, that is 100% ionic type of bonding. It does not consider any partial covalent type of bonding. And in the case of spectrochemical series, water is a stronger ligand than OH- ion, which is not explained satisfactorily by this theory, because in the organic chemistry OH- is a strong base as compared to water. So with respect to this, water is a stronger than OH- is not acceptable. So it was not explained satisfactorily by this theory. So these are the limitations. Also we will clarify these limitations in next slide. That is, first limitation is it does not take into account the partial covalent type of bonding present in between metal and ligand, because CFT only gives which type of bonding, ionic type of bonding. Then second one, it does not consider multiple bonding between metal ion and ligand, that is pi type of bonding is not explained by this theory. Then third one, it does not explain the relative strength of ligand, that is ligand strength is not explained by this theory. That is, in the case of spectrochemical series we have arranged ligands, that is, suppose in previous slide we have seen, that is, water is stronger than OH-, but how much times water is stronger than OH- is not explained by spectrochemical series. Then next one, it does not explain the charge transfer bands, that is, how charge transfer bands will be formed and color will be appear in the complex is not explained by this theory. It consider only d orbitals of metal, that is s and p orbital of metals is not studied by this theory. So these are the some limitations of crystal field theory. So to overcome all these limitations, the next theory is a molecular orbital theory. So molecular orbital theory is a complete theory, and this theory discovered by which scientist, that is Robert S. Mulliken and Friedrich H. Hund. That is, this theory is also called as Hund-Mulliken theory. There are several theories available, that is the theories of bonding in transition metal complexes, that is theories of bonding were proposed and used to explain the observed properties of transition metal complexes, such as color, magnetic property and shape of the complex. So color, magnetic property and shape of complex, various theories will be developed, and out of them valence bond theory discovered by which scientist, Linus Pauling. And valence bond theory gives which type of bonding, covalent type of bonding. Then crystal field theory discovered by which scientist, Hans Bethe. And CFT gives which type of bonding, that is ionic type of bonding. And last one is a molecular orbital theory discovered by which scientists, Hund and Mulliken. And this theory is a complete theory because it consists both the type of bonding, that is, it consists covalent type of bonding, ionic type of bonding and intermediate type of bonding. So this is a complete theory. Then we will see details about the molecular orbital theory. So in the case of introduction, first we will see what is MOT. MOT initially developed by which scientist? Hund and Mulliken. The bonding between atoms is described. All the types of bonding present between atoms and ligands is very well described by this theory and provide answer to more complex questions which was remained unquestioned by CFT, and allows one to predict the distribution of electrons and how the metal and ligand electrons are distributed, very well explained by MOT. And this in turn can help predict molecular properties such as shape of the complex, then magnetic property and bond order, which was explained by molecular orbital theory. So next, principles of MOT. In molecules, atomic orbital combine to form molecular orbitals which surrounding the molecule. In first year, that is unit number 2, covalent bonding, we have seen molecular orbital theory. In the case of molecular orbital theory, we have seen that atomic orbitals combined together, we are getting molecular orbitals. And so in the case of molecular orbital distributed into bonding orbital and anti-bonding orbitals, and in this case we have studied several examples, that is formation of molecular orbital diagram of N2, N2 plus, N2 minus, then O2, O2 plus, O2 minus, then also CO, then also NO. Such type of MOT diagrams also we have studied, and with respect to that diagram we have calculated their respective bond order, which was we have studied in BSc first year. But in this case we will see molecular orbital diagrams of octahedral complexes, that is for example in the case of titanium S2O6 3 plus, then CO NH3 3 plus, COF6 3 minus. Such type of complexes will be studied in this case. So we will see what is molecular orbital theory, that is two atomic orbitals combine to form first one a bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbitals are stable one, anti-bonding molecular orbitals are unstable one. That is electron in bonding means stability and electron in anti-bonding means instability. Then atomic orbital combined, when atomic orbital combined together we are getting molecular orbitals. The molecular orbitals like atomic orbitals are filled in accordance with Abboud's principle. So in the case of Abboud's principle, first electron goes into the lower energy and after that goes into the higher energy, that is 1s, 2s, 2p, such type. And also it obeying Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle state that is when two electrons present in the orbital, they are having opposite spin. And last one, it also obeys Hund's rule. Hund's rule states that is electrons first filled singly, then it is filled doubly. So this is a Hund's rule. Then we will see MOT. So in the case of MOT, that is a molecular orbital theory, treats the whole molecule as a single polycentric nucleus. MOT shows that whole molecule as a polycentric nucleus. Then molecular orbitals are constructed by the combination of atomic orbitals on metal ion and ligands by the linear combination of atomic orbitals method, and bonding comes into play in the complex compound. So in the case of formation of molecular orbitals, that is metal orbitals are also considered. So in this diagram, that is metal orbitals are also considered, and along with that ligand orbitals are also considered. So how many ligands? So there is 6 ligands are available. So these are the 6 ligands, and there is a metal, that is a metal d orbital, then metal s orbital and metal p orbital. So that is all the drawbacks or limitations of CFT will be overcome by this theory. So these atomic orbitals, so here metal atomic orbital and ligand atomic orbital combine with each other, we are getting molecular orbitals, and this is a polycentric nucleus. So this is the molecular orbital theory. So in the case of the molecular orbital theory makes use of the same orbitals of the central metal ion as like VBT. That is, in the case of molecular orbital theory, metal 3d orbital consider, 4s also consider, and 4p also considered. For the construction of molecular orbitals in an octahedral complex, total of 15 atomic orbitals are considered. Out of them, 9 from metal ion and 6 from 6 ligands. So in the formation of molecular orbital, how many atomic orbitals are considered? That is 15. Out of 15, 9 coming from metal and 6 coming from ligands. So in the formation of octahedral complex, it is first necessary to find out the suitable orbitals for linear combination of atomic orbital with respect to their energy, symmetry and extent of overlap. So in the case of octahedral complex, that is suitable orbital combined together with respect to their energy, symmetry and orbital overlaps. So in the case of molecular orbital theory, the 9 significant atomic orbitals from metal atom are classified into 4 categories. That is, the 9 atomic orbitals are participated from the metal, and out of them 9, these are coming from 4 categories. First one is a T1U. Then what is T1U? T1U means triply degenerate. Triply degenerate means, that is, T1U means 4px orbital, 4py orbital and 4pz orbital. So this is called as, collectively called as T1U, triply degenerate. 3 orbitals of one-fold symmetry but differ in orientation only. So these are the T1U orbitals, triply degenerate 3 orbitals of one-fold symmetry, 4px, 4py, 4pz, collectively called T1U. Then T2G, well, we will know that T2G orbitals means triply degenerate orbital, that is set of 3 equivalent orbitals, which are these dxy, dyz and dzx of two-fold symmetry, differ only in spatial orientation, that is dxy, dyz, dzx, collectively called T2G. Then next one is a A1G. Then what is A1G orbital? That is, A1G means non-degenerate or singly degenerate, totally symmetric one, a single orbital having the full symmetry about n-fold axis. That is, A1G means nothing but 4s orbital, non-degenerate or singly degenerate, totally symmetric one, 4s orbital. And EG, we know that doubly degenerate, 2 orbitals, that is which one? dx square minus y square and dz square of two-fold symmetry, just symmetrically equivalent, differing in orientation only, EG orbitals. Then there are terminology, that is where A means, A refers to non-degenerate or singly degenerate orbital. Then E refers to doubly degenerate orbital. Then T refers to triply degenerate orbital. Then symbol G. G indicates the orbital is centrosymmetric, that is having center of symmetry. G stands for German word Gered, meaning even number. And U indicates the orbital is non-centrosymmetric, that is absence of center of symmetry. U stands for, that is German word ungered, meaning uneven in nature. Then out of the 4 types, the T2G orbitals are specially so oriented that they can form only pi bonds, because T2G, their lobes are lies in between the axes. And what are the T2G means? dxy, dyz, dzx orbital. So they are eligible to form pi bonds with incoming ligand. hence they are not involved in the formation of sigma bonds with the ligands. So in the case of d orbital, T2g is eligible to form pi bond. Then these 6 ligands will form sigma bond. The 6 ligand orbital have to be first combined so that a new set of 6 composite symmetry orbitals are formed, and these orbitals are called ligand symmetry orbitals or ligand group orbitals. That is 6 ligand combined together, we are getting ligand group orbitals, which will be clarified in next diagram. That is 6 ligand group orbitals will combine with the matching symmetry orbitals on metal atom by linear combination of atomic orbital method to produce a set of 6 bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So in the case of molecular orbital diagram, that is this is the metal orbitals. All these are metal orbital. That is a 3d orbital, then 4s orbital and 4d orbital available. So in the case of ligand, that is a ligand, that is 6 ligand group orbitals, that is A1G, then T1U and EG. Then after combination we are getting all these. This is the atomic orbital, this is also atomic orbital. Combined together we are getting molecular orbital, and their energy sequence is as like this. That is A1G, T1U, EG, then T2G, EG star. Star represents anti-bonding orbital, A1G star and T1U star. So this is categorized into bonding, central one, non-bonding and anti-bonding. So overall, when atomic orbital and metal orbital and ligand orbital combine, we are getting molecular orbitals. So this is the diagram of molecular orbitals in case of octahedral complex. So in the case of molecular orbital theory, we are considering bonding between metal and ligands, and in case of metal we are considering 3d electrons, 4s electron and 4p electrons, and also in ligand all the ligand electrons are considered. So this is about the molecular orbital theory. So thank you all of you for listening this video.